Hello and welcome in another stream. Good morning, everybody. Or me alone for now. Let's see who joins. Let's see who comes and watch. Maybe now or later. So first of all, I have the fantastic news. I was trading this morning and took a 20 pip loss. 21 actually. Let me check. Almost 22 pip loss. And that's okay. Trading doesn't exclude taking losses. If it was that simple and it was only wins, then that would be too easy, of course. And how did I take? This is my setup that I'm waiting for now, but we have the issue today, or at least issue, it's not an issue. But we have non-farm employment change and unemployment claims in the New York Open. So, and then we have FOMC meeting, medium impact and crude oil inventories, sorry, and then an FOMC meeting this evening at 8 p.m. my time. So let's dive back into the chart here. And this is the setup that I'm looking at. We made that conclusion, it was Monday, I think. This is the golden box. We have the red line. You can only see one, but there's a box. It's the new week opening gap, and it's clear that price is going after this liquidity. And what happened is I tried to scalp in the market and took a small long here this morning. Tried to get in again here. And no, I took a small long first here at, let me check, at 672. This is where I had my first long position. Didn't come true. Why did I take the position? Because we took out the yesterday lows and the Asian range lows, so for me it was a possibility that we would see a strong push to the upside. Then I took another long in this order block, and I took a small loss here in this fair value gap. Could have closed two trades at break even and one in a smaller loss, but I let them play out as I put them in. And yeah, three small losses. That means the next is a big win. So I'm very motivated and I know what I'm doing. So I'm not panicking at all. This is just part of the game we play, and we have to accept that it doesn't always pan out as we play or as we project. And why am I looking here? Because this fair value gap on the 15-minute time frame here, we see we have a close below. So I expect price to even go lower. And there is a beautiful gap here. We have the new week opening gap. And we have a lot of equal lows here. So my perfect entry would be around 24,150. And we'll see if we get a reaction here of this fair value gap. I think we're gonna see a fake out, a last fake out, and then a move to the upside. But for now we're not pushing any buttons anymore, because yeah, getting into a short here, that would be definitely a possibility. Let me type a welcome in the chat first. Welcome to who is watching now. That would be myself, of course, or later. Enjoy my content. Boom. Okay, so this would be for scalping. Out of a scalping perspective, it would be a great scalp. Let's dive into the lower time frame. You can see we've been accumulating again, like I said yesterday. This is now an accumulation zone. We're trading inside of the box, and that's never a fun place to be. So that's why I'm not trying to get in anymore. Although we could see a push up already to here, because what are we seeing here now for the moment is we're making lower low, lower highs, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, higher low, equal high, equal low, lower high. So that's why I'm expecting it to go lower, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see a fake out and a stop loss mitigation and a liquidity grab in this zone. That would be definitely a possibility, but then we would have a market structure shift here and even a possibility to see a little more higher prices. But for the moment, my expectation is price going down, so I'm not gonna try to scalp for more long positions. And why do I think we're going down? Because it's a clear downtrend and we can see the market is creating sell side liquidity. Sell side lick is how we call that. Do not type the whole thing every time. So there's people going long here, and there's a build-up of stop losses here below. And like I said, if the market pushes down, that impregnates a lot of volume because these stop losses convert into market sells and pushes the price even lower. So that's why I'm expecting on a higher time frame to go long. Now, what was my intention with the long positions this morning? Well, you see this place here at the 64.60. If you go check that out on your own charts, you'll see the 64.60. We had a higher low and a market structure shift because the market breaks above here. So for me it was like, yep, I'm gonna take this trade, put my stop loss below here, took 10 pip loss. It's a nice scalp. If it pans out, you take a nice profit here. Let's see, from here to the top of the range would have been 30 pips, so I risked 10 pips to make 30 pips. Then you see this here, this was my next setup. So you see the market breaks above and I got in at 441. I got in somewhere here at this candle break, but I got out with a small loss I got in here, then price went against my position and went off, so I could have taken some profit here, but it's okay. We're scalpers. I was scalping that time, so I accept my losses. And then I took a long position here with my stop very small, trailed below this one, took out my stop and moved in positive 2 in profit. Could have taken another 8 pips about, but I don't mind. These are all trades that don't play out perfectly by the plan, but we have to do. A trader takes trades when the opportunities arise, and a trader doesn't have to trade if it's not in line with the plan and the setups, but it was always in a fair value gap that I entered, so it was all perfect to my plan, and I'm just doing what I have to do. Executing was also the reason why I started a little later with the live stream, because I saw the last days that when I'm live streaming I'm taking less and less positions, and that cost me a few good setups this week. So, but actually the result is it also brings me less bad trades live streaming, so this combination is definitely better for me, so I'm gonna keep live streaming the whole time when I'm trading. Maybe I'm gonna cut the kill zones a little shorter, that we're not streaming for 3 hours per session, because it's exhausting and my energy, I think my energy is valuable enough to respect that I have to think on myself too. So, but as you can see, we keep breaking here below this fair value gap. So, and we have a little gap here, an inefficient market, but it's already being closed by this wick. So you see this accumulation zone taking out lows, putting the lows lower. There's more and more sell side. So let's see how the market plays its cards today. Let me put this here. Yeah, it's a little bit of perfectionism. You see the breakout. We could take a short here, definitely. If you see how, let's put this here. The market is gonna have a break of this. This would be a perfect scalp short with a stop above these highs, and let me put my other charts on the screen. Definitely have a 3-minute market structure shift. We have a 5-minute market structure shift, and let me put on the tablet the 15-minute chart. Let's go back to the 1 minute here and see what the market shows us. Look, the 15-minute is still very bearish, so taking a short position here, why not? You know, you can always lose a bit, make some, as long as you're at the end of the month you are net profit, that's what counts. So when for this month I'm now I think 10 pips in negative, that's less than 1%, so it's only the beginning of the month, that's pretty okay. only need one good position to fix that, and my accounts are still net positive, so we don't worry too much. Let's take a closer look here, because we see this is being happening now. And when I said this could be a good short, you see that the market actually doesn't agree with what I said, and it starts to form a bullish order block with a bullish 1 minute fair value gap. But one key component or aspect that we don't see is we don't have displacement, and displacement actually is a really quick move that says like, yep, I'm gone. You know, when you're trading, for the people that trade a while or are recently starting, sometimes you see these candles just pull away from where price is trending. That is what we are looking for, because most of the time that is the real change of character. And I stick to what I say. I still believe price is going down, but I don't know from where here, because this point you see all these stops, these people are all getting short, and the market doesn't like to pay too many people. So we have, let's clone this. We're gonna clone this here, and it's of course a different name. You see, this text is buy side liquidity that has been generated. Yep, and it has to be perfect. Buy side liquidity, gonna put caps lock off. You see, now we have buy side here and a fair value gap here. So when price is ranging like this, I'm not gonna push any buttons. You know, it's, let me write it on the screen again so it's clear for everybody. Not financial advice anyway. So it's not financial advice what we're doing here. We're just looking at the charts, reading price action, studying order flow, live tape reading, and you'll never hear me say, yeah, push the button now, push the button now. I'm actually just tape reading for myself, you know. Look how beautiful. Price goes back to the stops here, says, yeah, we're going up, and then reverses. You know, if I would have put this position with a tight scalping stop loss, we would have been tapped out, and then we see what? A slight impulse move with the candle opening at the equal high, but immediately going lower and breaking at the latest high. So now we could see a break of structure, but like I said, let me take this away. You see, we're still trading here, and now we have a little fair value gap here. If it breaks below, that's definitely a bearish sign, but just not my thing to react on this. Had my IDs to scalp longs, and I'm still pretty sure that I want to go long. Why? Look on the higher time frames. Yeah, there's a lot of noise now. but we had this move here, and yeah, on the longer, on when we zoom out, we can see that price is trending down, down, down. But here we got a market structure shift with internal market structure shifts. So I'm not saying we're going in price discovery again to 128 or 127, but it could happen. We're not looking for that much pips, we're just looking for our own setup. And if we zoom in the hour, this is the equal lows, I'm gonna leave them there. This is definitely a dangerous point for the meeting, for the news event at 2 p.m. So, and 11:30 is my hour where I find a lot of good setups. So let's see if we can catch something. But this looks like a great setup to me. You know, we take out the new week opening gap. We have a fair value gap on the lower time frame below. It's in the golden box. We are definitely in discount, and this was actually a supply zone where price moved away from quickly. So this might be used again, or because it's actually a downtrend, we see price create a little lower, a new temporarily demand zone in discount. So, and you see we have equal lows here, we have equal lows here, so there's a lot of liquidity waiting below, even below here. That's why I put this there. Why? Because I just put the TP there. You know, I already told you I'm not looking so much on getting a TP hit. I'm more reading the market in the moment and reacting. So that means if we see this happening, beautiful. Let me go to the 15 minutes, it's easier to explain here. And let me see. You see, if we see the market tap in, we go up, and there isn't a lot of speed and distance. I mean, price doesn't move quickly to there to take out all the liquidity, create, and does this and reacts to the upside. I'm getting out before we get back to this breaker. Then that would be my idea. If we have a fair value gap, and this is pure speculation, of course. You see, I'm aiming here for the first step into the gap, probably by my first position here, because in the morning I was only scalping with small position size. Was counter trend, and then I only enter smaller size. But look, if we would create this, get back against this breaker, have another retrace, then it's possible that we even tap these fair value gaps and that the reaction comes from here. So I'll be buying here, here, here again, and maybe even when we break above this point, when it plays out like I expect, then we see price move, push higher one more time, and then many times what happens is you see price drop back into this liquidity here, before it goes up, and then it becomes intra-week trading, and I'm definitely not interested in that. I want to sleep at night. So if we can take here 30-40 pips with a decent lot size, then it's a good week. So that's what I'm looking for now. So why this type of setup? Because this plays out a lot. The best position then is buy as low as possible. I don't work with limits. I should sometimes do that, but I've seen in the past that it's not always a good idea. I rather enter manual, just click that button. Market entries for me are better, even if you suffer more slippage and spread, but that's okay. If you're right, you're right. If you're wrong, you're wrong. That's basis of psychology. We spoke about that yesterday in the live. So this would be definitely a beautiful possibility. So even if we would see that, let me put this away on the side because I need that for later. That's my own speculative. So I expect it to tap in here, move up, tap in again, drop deeper, and you see the blue. This would be a buy for me. This would be a buy. If we have a drop then inside this fair value gap, it would be a buy. And if we then shoot up, I would buy one more there. This point I wouldn't buy because that's too soon. You want to see how price reacts, and only if you have an immediate reaction and there is this type of market structure proceeding, and this gives us the market structure shift with a lot of confirmation and volatility, then I'll take that serious, and then I get in on higher prices to ride till this point here, because this fair value gap is definitely a point of liquidity because it is above the new candle, the day candle high. So there's a lot of liquidity here. That's why I think price will be definitely attracted. And yeah, we just see and react on the possibilities given and shown. So if price is now, let's go check on the lower time frame, because we see that price is starting to show bullishness. And you see if it's gonna break above here, then it's gonna definitely push up, because what do we have? Let me go here. We have money here. Okay, the money is turning, and it's not always easy to capture these money bags. There is money here. You get my point. Okay, the money keeps turning. It's a good sign. Money is turning into our pockets. There's money above here now. Okay. Doesn't matter that these bags are a little sideways. We all understand the meaning. And there's a lot of money now below here, and a lot of money here below. So we got money on both sides, and it's 11:30, so we're waiting for a setup. but today I don't think this is gonna be the setup at this time that I'm looking for. If we would get a fair value gap here to the downside, that confirms that we are going after these stops, then that would be the confirmation. But for now it's too risky. Price can go both ways in a consolidation, and price has at both sides an interest of going. So it's a 50-50, and yeah, we could take that, but that's the whole point now. I already took some losses and I'm not a revenge trader. I don't feel like, oh, I need to make that money back now. No, we need to find good positions that show us what the market can do, and this isn't the A+ setup for me, so I'm just gonna be patient. This could be a good setup. Why? Well, first of all, let's play some with the FIP. This is the latest. Where do we have the latest swing low? This is the last swing low. Let me change this line. And this is the latest swing high. So you see price, the blue line, but price is bearish in general. So getting in here, I don't even think we're going there based on former data. And let's check with this. Then we have the perfect match to tap this fair value gap and reverse, but look, like I said, price is just gonna fall down. Not easy to react on. So look, falls down. What now? We still have this fair value gap. Are we gonna see another reaction? And price is getting squeezed inside this channel, inside the triangle. It's a descending triangle, so it's just beautiful to watch what price does in a consolidation. So many people are getting drawn in to take positions here now, while we clearly see that the old fair value gap that we had here, it's actually a bullish one. Let me put, we need to make this one blue, by the way, to stay in focus with what's happening in real time. And let's go back to the lower time frame. We didn't really move it, so, but you see now we have a bullish fair value gap below a fair value gap, and there isn't real speed and distance given, like, yep, I'm going up. So my conclusion is we're still going down. Market is a lot of manipulation. We have to be aware of that. Like this morning too, I could have possibly better stayed out with the second and third position, but you know how it goes. You think you're right, so you keep trying to catch a falling knife sometimes, and then you cut your fingers and you pay the price and you accept your mistakes, and that's how you get better. And look, more and more liquidity generated for later a push up, because if price is gonna push later in the day above here, then it's gonna give us the necessary liquidity to push up quickly. Would it be a good idea to buy at this line, like retail support resistance, or buy the trend line? You can. Depends on the goal you have. Let me put this aside for a second. Let's check with the pips. If you would buy here and you get back to the top line, you have 10 pips. If it goes in price discovery, that would be a 20 pip move. That is okay, but I think there's too much stops already here below. So if you buy here, the chances are very big that price is gonna go lower. Not financial advice, of course, you see that here. Just reading the charts in real time. You can see that how the candles print. And let me change the time for you, then you also see that I can't do that. If it's a recorded chart, then I can't change the time anymore. So, and now we're back to Madrid time. Gonna stay on till 12:30, 12:15, depending on what the market does. And then I'm gonna enjoy life a little bit, have a nice walk with the dog, and I'll be back at 3 p.m. possibly or probably after the news, because I won't trade non-farm payrolls. Let's check that again. You see, like, unemployment claims and non-farm employment change. It's not payrolls, but I don't want to be in the heat of the battle and price go up, price go down. We don't need that. Better later take a trade in line with the trend again. If the trend changes, if there's a continuation, we take the continuation. And yeah, I was scalping against the trend this morning, but only because I thought it was a spot where the trend would change based on experience and results out of data. So the beauty of trading and price keeps moving sideways. And here you can say we have a higher high, higher low, an equal high, an equal low, a lower low. So yeah, there's a possibility that we see some upside, but it's always 50-50 in this case. And although we have a little gambling tendencies, in the long-term perspective, I don't trade out of the gambler's mindset. I trade out of an investor's mindset, and there's a big difference, because in the long term I invest also in other things than in Forex. And I must say, you take that mindset, you take that with you wherever you go. So calculated risks, accepting losses, no fear of missing out, no fear of being wrong, no fear of leaving money on the table, because I could step out this morning. If I took all the, I could have taken in total, I think, direction of 14 pips profit, but I was aiming for more. Like, so in total, I mean, on the 3 trades, went one trade went 8 pips in profit, and then the other 2 I could taken out like 3 and 4 pips. But who cares? We're following our strategy, we're playing by the plan, and that's what you do as a long-term investor. You do your research, you make a plan on a project, you see a buying price or a selling price, you react, and then you patiently wait to see how it plays out, and you accept the loss from the moment you get into the contract. And that gets you detached from the emotion that comes, I don't know, you detach from the result. You have a plan, you know this should happen, I expect this and this and this to happen. This candle for me would be a sell signal if I'm really scalping to play around. For short scalp, of course, because I'm still convinced now that we gotta get down first before we go up. And you see what price is doing here. Let me put this one here. We're creating way more liquidity above here to push through later, and we have relative equal lows here and here, a lower low here. Just a matter of timing now. And you see, like I said yesterday in the live, for me timing is more important than price. That's why this morning I took the setups, I done a lot of research on the 8 a.m., the 9 a.m., the 9:30, and I saw enough confluences. So then we take the setups, and yeah, it's a little cold, that's why I'm wearing southern Spain, only 17 degrees, and at midday I'm not gonna put the heater on, just gonna go out in a bit, enjoy the sun. There it's nicely in the 20s. Come on, price, show your true face. Look how low the volume in the candles. There is no real volume. Then how are we gonna know what price wants to do? That's probably the sign of a continuation then. And I'm watching the 15 minutes here. For the 15 minutes, let me make that smaller a little bit on the tablet. And I want to move this line. It's easier sometimes to just draw a new one. Let me get this. This is the place. 124.295. Look, another reaction. Perfect reaction here. But if it breaks down, then we're gonna see some volume. If it goes up, then they're just playing with us. That's what the market likes to do. play with the traders. Respecting a trend line, forming a bullish order block, the beginning of it on a 1 minute, so it needs a fair value gap, but like I said, price is just fooling around, manipulating. Like I said in my former lives, for me the accumulation zone, I call it the mental manipulation zone, because price is really, if you're not well armed and you don't know what you're doing, look, we're breaking to the downside. But I got the 3 minutes here, I got the 5 minutes, and yeah, the 5 minutes is bearish. The 3 minutes is giving a market structure shift. And where are you going, price? Are you gonna prove us right? You see also it's making like this curve. So for me this would be a sell signal, and if I wasn't in the live I would probably take a sell here and just see what happens. Or at least the old me would have done that. For now I prefer waiting on A+ setups, because if you get in here you are becoming what? You have your stop at the same level as all retail traders, and you become what? Liquidity for the market. So for me that's a no-no, although it could be a yes and profit, doesn't matter so much. Let me put this, and let's clone one of these again, you see, and again. Now we have more money here below. More people going long, more stops in this range here. There's a lot of stops now, stops from these positions that already been stretched. Because you know how the 99% trades they enter this position long. Let's say they think they should go long here, and they have their original stop loss like this, and then if price comes close, or they put their stop below this low here, so, and if price then now comes close, the first thing they're doing is making the stop bigger, so they're putting more money, more liquidity in the market by doing that. Because nobody is gonna get into this trade here with the idea, or very few people. Smart money does. Smart money that trades for a 10 pip. Get in, get out, take your 10 pips and call it a day, like I say a lot, if you're really just in a scalping mood. And now we see what I'm saying. Look, price is going after the sell side, and people still getting in here. So there's continuously more money being put in these positions. And is smart money already buying? the smart money wants to buy these stops here within 2 hours. News events before New York open. Look how the candle changes. Let me take this away. You see all the money there waiting to be taken. This fair value gap has been disrespected. We had a close below. So a clear confirmation that we are trading inside a range. And let's check. Look. And what happens? We have a lower low, and now what? We're gonna make a new fake higher high. This session is gonna be closed for me in a few minutes because I don't think I'm gonna find my setup in the coming 20, 30 minutes. And I don't want to be in a market with a position open and then being dragged into drawdown with the liquidity of the meetings. So let's wait and see a few more minutes, and I'm gonna check on the other chart. Like really, this is an ugly accumulation zone on the 3 minutes. On the 5 minutes too, it's liquidity at both sides. Liquidity exactly at 24,400. Look here, 24,400, 24,400. So that has to be taken out. Price exactly bumping off the 400, making people buy their TID. It's going up again. Beautiful. But I see the possibility that price wants to go even lower. Let's check here on the higher time frame on the 15 minutes what's happening. Yeah, now we don't see anything anymore. But you see 24,220. Where do I have 24,220? This for me would be a point that I'm checking. You see 23 below the 1.23 is definitely a point where price wants to go, magnetically attracted to. But I think we have a point here at 24, between 2400 and 24, here around the 24. That's definitely also a point where price wants to go. And where do we have, let's go, put this back. We have our entry at the 134 level, then you have the 40, and if it drops below the 2400 00, then we probably see a lot more downside towards the 23,500. So we don't want a 500 or sorry, a 50 pip stop loss. Not what we do. So I'm gonna be, like I said in the beginning of this live, I'm gonna be looking to buy in here. If it happens after 2:30, somewhere around 3 p.m., I'll probably be live again. So if people are interested to come and watch, then I welcome you. Just received some messages. I got some messages here, just checking. Bonjour Carole Medrano, Mapfrey. Il me demande pour El Pintor. À part ça, il a passé quelque chose juste avant Nouveau An. Un des voisins d'en haut, il avait perdu de agua et ça bouger un peu le plafond. Mais ils sont venus de Medrano, ils ont fait des photos. Moi, j'ai envoyé des photos quand ils m'ont appelé, mais maintenant ils demandent ton nom complet. Regarde, je te donne la photo et le numéro. Alors, vous pouvez répondre, s'il vous plaît. Et joyeux en 2025. Et disculpa que j'ai pas donné le message, mais je suis trop occupé de penser à des fêtes. Alors, on parle plus tard. Okay, sorry guys, have to keep things going. So what were we saying here? You see it's still in accumulation. Let's take a bit of this rubbish off the chart because getting annoying. Leave the purple lines, don't bother me so much, but all those money bags was just as an explanation for new traders, how the market creates liquidity and money. So this is a little clearer. We can even take this away. We know it's buy side and sell side, and it's an accumulation around the bullish old fair value gap that has been disrespected. Can serve now, if it really wants, to give us a false push up, but I still believe we have to see more downside. And so it's 12. I'm gonna be logging out here. See you guys in later, or maybe I'm just gonna make a quick TikTok here. Welcome in the... Nope, it's not a good recording. Welcome in... No, we're not gonna do that. I'm gonna not make a TikTok about this. make another one when we start again at 3 at the session of New York. So I'll see you guys again at around 3 p.m. for me. That's in 3 hours from now. If people feel like following, then you know when I'm back on. And I need to get out of my screen here. And